All right, guys, so I've been working on the assumption that this fucking kitchen line has been run around the outside of this house for 10 years. I dug all this shit up thinking it was tied in here going into the septic tank, which actually isn't the septic tank anymore. It's been moved over there. Fucking Joey's fucking Moonlight Plumbing did it in the dark on a Sunday. Changed the drain field and the septic tank. But if you look in here now, you can see my cable, which means my cable, that stack, that kitchen sink stack, is still tied into the sewer, and you can see all that debris down there. I don't know how long this cable is. I'm gonna have to reach my hand in there, pull it out. Not much. So I've got a lot of cable in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie my jetter to this cable, and I'm going to pull it back and hopefully open that line up, man. It's nasty. Sometimes it gets nasty doing plumbing, guys. Can't handle it? Find something else to do. Go work in a fucking kitchen somewhere, making a mess, and we'll fix it. So I need to pull back basically a length of cable, and then wire my jetter to that, and I can pull it back and forth. I just want to see if I've got this line opened up. I believe I do. How close are we getting?
Right there.
Woo! All right, I'm gonna drain this one.
Looks good.
All right, so I've got a lot of cable in there. Probably 15 7.5 foot lengths. All right, Jimbo, you want to get your dirty duds on? You ready to get to work, man?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hang on, I want to say hello to the camera.
Oh, hi. Good afternoon.
I nicknamed you.
Okay.
You know what your nickname is? You have a striking resemblance to Captain Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo. Oh, okay.
So well, I tell people
it could be worse.
He's a good guy, man.
It could be worse.
Hey, I like Captain Kangaroo, man.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, he's a good man. All right, so I'm gonna go do what I have to do up on the roof. All right, guys, so here's the plan. I need to wire my jetter to that cable, and yowza. I've got some twist wire here, and I usually use like a fishing leader because that shit won't unwind. But this is tie wire for rebar, and it's pretty good. It, you know, you can put a lot of twists on it, and it'll stay. It's very easy to make a mess out of a roll of this shit, but What do you think? He liked his nickname? No? Alright, nah, whatever. Alright, so my pliers fell off of the roof here. Total challenge. So when I drove up here, his kitchen was not draining. It's draining now, but I'm gonna make sure he doesn't have to call me back anytime soon. There's my channel lock. I mean my needle nose. All right. Let's go over the mountain and through the woods to Captain Kangaroo's house we go. Alright, so here we go now. Gonna attach this jetter hose to this. Yeah. Alright guys, so ouch. Cable's nasty, guys. Nasty. So, where the fuck's the wire? Jeez. Alright guys, so I've got this wired and it shouldn't go anywhere. I should be able to pull this jetter right up to the right up to that sweep at that kitchen. I can tell you that this line is just going to be packed full of shit. But at least it's got, it's on a septic tank, you know? So let me go do that. Hey guys. So over here on this job, I tried to jet this system. I wasn't very successful. I did tie the jetter to this small cable, tried to pull it back, and unfortunately, I can't figure out how they laid out this system, but there's about 8-9 feet of pipe going from the outside of the house straight into a toilet. Between the outside of the house and that toilet is one fitting, a 3-inch either Y or combo. I think it's a combo, heading probably towards a shower or something. I don't know. It was built in the 50s. I don't even know if they had plumbing inspectors back then down here. So let me see something. I got this power pack. It's supposedly 94 hours or something, 98 hours of power, which hopefully it's going to keep this camera running. But anyways, yeah, I mean, there's just too many fittings for me to pull this jetter cable back to this kitchen. If there were a clean out at the base of that stack, that'd be good. I could have pulled all that shit out into the front of the house on the ground and then picked it up and cleaned everything up. Ideally, you want to be pulling that stuff out of the house, not pulling it back towards the fitting. I see so many guys jetting stuff and they're pulling the hose the wrong direction. You want it to be pushing the shit out of the house, not back up into the house. Yeah, it breaks everything loose, but then it's stuck in the pipe and you're not getting it out. So I feel a little sense of discouragement because I wasn't able to accomplish what I set out to do here. We did find out a few things. We were working on the assumption that this sewer line actually ran around the outside of the house. It does not. I ran like 75 feet of cable, 10 lengths of this smaller cable, and it came out in the clean out, which means all that pipe is under the slab in the house, not running around the outside. I spent about an hour and a half digging shit up, trying to find where they tied in out there, and it was a paper tiger. It just didn't exist. It wasn't there. This guy, fucking Captain Kangaroo's getting a little old. He's imagining stuff now. That's what he said. Imagining. I think that was a booger, man. Fuck it, it's my own, you know. But anyways, we did accomplish one thing. The guy's sink is draining. I did go back up on the roof and I ran that cable through a few times really slow, and when I felt it bucking a little bit, I really worked that area. So now the cable's flying through that whole length of pipe and fittings, whatever's in there. I can imagine there's a sweep, a 45, and then at least a combo, and then another one to get out of the house. So it's a lot of shit, a lot of bends. And it's my age, you know. This was, I think he said this house was built in the 50s, so it's pretty old. At least the sink's draining. I don't know for how long, but if I had two guys here, I could fight a little harder. It's just it's tough, man, running up and down the ladder, checking to see if the cable's in the clean out. I can't see it from the roof. The roof's really steep. I almost fell off this roof today. Fucking tilted my head back to put some eye drops in, and almost went over. Someday, boys, I'm gonna sell this shit. But anyways, my truck's a mess. Got my camera off. I got a dishwasher in here from the other day, which you need to charge for. It always ends up fucking your truck up for a day or two, unless you're really vigilant and do everything you're supposed to do every day, which I don't. The only thing I do religiously is wake up in the morning and go to Detweiler's. That's it. That's where I'm heading, man. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. There are some, I just had to give up on the recording at one point because it was just too frustrating trying to do everything. So this is Johnny Sunshine checking out, man. Have a great day. Have a great evening, guys. Thank you. Alright, guys, so I'm here on this job. I've had multiple times I've been here for kitchen sink stoppage. It's right on the inside of this window. About 40 years ago, you can see a little hump in this brick right here. That's where they actually cut into the cast iron, ran the pipe out here, and ran it around the house into the septic tank, and I believe I'm hitting it right here. could have sworn I just had it. Uh-oh. That's a termite deal. Dig a little, probe a lot, guys. Dig a little, probe a lot. Okay, so I just can't find it. Where they came out. Wow. Alright, let me see if I can find it. Alright guys, so I'm over here on this job trying to jet this kitchen, and I was informed literally for the last 10 years I've been told that the line was run around the house on the outside. So today, because it's been stopping up so often, it's on a septic tank. I figured when they ran it around the house, they got to the tie-in and they were too low and just tied it in anyways, so that you had a, you know, 60-70 foot trap. So I start digging, going on this guy's information that they ran the pipe around the house, and I can't find it with the probe rod. So I dig up the whole fucking thing where it comes out of the house, and I'm thinking I'm hitting a septic tank right here. The guy comes out and I'm asking him some questions, and he says, this isn't where the septic tank is, it's over there, they put a new one in. So I've been chasing a dog that don't exist. This is the new septic tank. The kitchen line that I took his word that they ran it from over there around this house and tied in because they had a bad fitting or pipe or whatever, cast iron. It appears that all they did was jackhammer that wall up and replace the sweep in the wall. So what I'm going to do now is, I think that this system, there's a couple baths on this side. I'm hoping that this pipe does not run straight into a toilet. If it doesn't, there's nothing on the other side but that kitchen. So my jet is going to track that way. He's got a full kitchen sink. The sink's full of water. He's got a doctor's appointment. He's got to leave, and he doesn't want me to go in the house without anybody here. I don't know. So all I can do is look through the window and see if that water is either flooding his kitchen, or if it disappeared, that's great. So I'm going to jet this line. I'm just using this small compressor because that big stuff, it's really a two-man operation. So I'm going to hook this hose up. I'm going to get a nice fresh jetter head on here and run the jetter in. I've got my camera out. I ran my camera through this. You know, he's telling me that it was tied in. That's a septic tank right there, man. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's inside the septic tank. There's the water. So I pull back from there. You get a lot better camera reading when you're pulling it in reverse. So that's a 45 heading towards the tank. This tank here was pumped, crushed, and filled, but all the concrete's still there. So I was hitting that thinking it was the septic tank, but you can see here that there's no tie-in to this. Eventually you'll see one here, way up here at the house, which you'll see. Hopefully you guys can actually see this. Right here, right there is a combo, or a Y. See on this side, Bottom of the pipe is actually on the bottom. That's this Y right here. Heading over to that wall there, that's an addition that was added on to this house. So my plan, here's the 2A clean out. My plan is just to go in through here and hope that I can get it to run towards that kitchen. What I'm going to do now is try to run my camera in there and see what happens. See if I can get in there. The joint where they cut into this cast iron coming out of the house is really nasty. Like, I can't get my camera in there. So let me just see if I can run this thing in. And if worst comes to worst, I'll go up on the roof. I'll run a small cable. See that joint right there? That's the cast iron under the slab. It's in terrible condition. I can't even get the camera in there. Really bad, man. Really bad. So let me go ahead and jet this, see how far I can get in. I mean, I really need to get this camera in here to see what's happening. But this shit's 70 years old, man. 70-year-old cast iron. And you got to be careful. You don't want to destroy it. And the house is, you know, useless without cutting the whole slab up. So let me get this thing jetting. Look at that cast iron. That's what's under the house. That's what you call hardening of the arteries, my friends. Alright guys, I'm ready to do some jetting here. I just want to tell you, when you do jetting, when you hook your hose up to the house, before you hook it up to your jetter or your pressure cleaner, make sure you flush the hose so you're not injecting shit into your pressure cleaner. Once that hose is cleared, hook it up, turn the water on, get it flowing through the system, hook your jetter hose up to it, leaving the head off, and flush this hose, the jetter hose. Once you get good clean water coming out of that, then shut the water off, put your head on, and you can start jetting at that point. I've got this thing in here. It's gonna get loud for you guys who don't like noise, but it is what it is. I'm gonna fire this jetter up, and I'm hoping, just hoping that I can. I've already pushed this thing pretty far. I'm hoping that it doesn't run into a toilet, you know. So this thing's running, guys. I mean, there's a lot of water coming out of here. I gotta go see if the kitchen sink went down. It may be that I already cleared this thing. It could be that a Y or something picking up that kitchen was where the stoppage was. Let me go look and see if the sink went down. That'd be great, man. But usually what I do is I'll go up on the roof and I'll run a small cable out from each fixture. You know, like I can get right up to the sweep on that kitchen if I run a small 5/8 cable from the vent out to that clean out, tie my jetter onto it, and no, the water's still in the sink. Well, he might have it stopped up. He may have the stoppers in it. He's still here, but nope, he left. So I'm kind of screwed here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get on the roof and run that cable out to the clean out, and we'll see what it looks, see how much I get in there, and then I can mark my jetter hose to know that I'm near that.